What is up, YouTube? Back in Madden 23, today I'm going to be starting a new series where I do an off-season rebuild of every team in order from where they're going to be drafting at. The Bears got the #1 pick in the draft, so we're going to be starting with them today. Basically, I'm going to be going in depth to what I think the team should do and what I think that they will do, what players they're going to re-sign, what players they want to sign in free agency, and what they plan on doing in the draft. Let's go ahead and check out the player stats for the season. The Bears had the 28th ranked offense. These are the actual stats from this past season in real life, and they had the 29th ranked defense. So yeah, this team has a long ways to go. Justin Fields threw for 2,200 yards, 17 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 60% completion with the 85 rating. Rushing wise, Justin Fields led the team in rushing yards with the 1,143, 7.1 per carry with 8 touchdowns. That's definitely where he excelled at this season. Dude was crazy running the ball. David Montgomery, 800 yards, 4 yards per carry, 5 touchdowns. Khalil Herbert, 700 yards, 5.7 per carry with 4 touchdowns rushing. Tight end Cole Kmet led the team in receiving yards with 544, and he had 7 touchdowns. Darnell Mooney had almost 500 yards, 2 touchdowns. Chase Claypool, 450 yards, 1 touchdown. They traded for him from the Steelers in the middle of the season. And then St. Brown had 300 yards with 1 touchdown. Defensively, Morrow led the team in tackles with 116. Jaquan Brisker had 104. TFLs, Justin Jones had 12. Morrow had 11. Sacks, Brisker had 4. With the most on that team is a safety. That's crazy. Interceptions, Eddie Jackson had 4. Kyler Gordon had 3. Brisker, Morrow, Carson, Vildor, and Stroman all had 1. Right tackle Riley Reef retired after 11 years, and tight end Patrick Scales retired after 11 years as well. The Bears have $164 million in cap space. David Montgomery, everything that I've seen and heard about him, they're saying that they want to try to bring him back. It's just a matter of if they're going to be able to negotiate a contract that both sides like. Just for this video, I'm going to go ahead and try to bring him back. We have a ton of money, obviously. He wants a 5-year deal for about $5 million a year. I'm going to bump it up just a little bit to try to get him to sign. He's coming back. Everyone else that's over here, pretty much not worth bringing back, so I'm moving on from everybody. This is what the team looks like before free agency. We brought Montgomery back. We still have Khalil Herbert. Justin Fields is a 75 with star dev. We got Claypool and Darnell Mooney at wide receivers. Could use an actual legit true #1 receiver. Really should probably try to get one for Justin Fields. The Bears need to do that. Offensive line is not too bad. We need a new left guard and a new right tackle for sure. Cole Kmet's going to be the long-term answer at tight end. Defensively, pretty much just need a whole bunch of stuff over here. Brisker is probably the bright spot, along with Johnson, cornerback 1. But yeah, we need defensive line, need linebackers, need another safety. Well, actually, my bad, we have Eddie Jackson. I forgot about him. He's injured. So we're good at safeties. So we need D-line and linebackers and another cornerback. I'm looking at offensive linemen and free agency. I think the #1 target that they should try to do is get a right tackle. Terrence still has a ton of interest in coming to the team, and he's a scheme fit. 26 years old, so he still has a few years left before he starts falling off in Madden terms anyways. He's got normal dev, he's a scheme fit. I'm gonna go ahead and offer him a deal for 2 years and see where that puts us at. Does that put us at the top? Yeah, we're the only one that's got an offer on him right now. And we need a left guard. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get Ben Powers. He's 81 overall, 27 years old. He's a scheme fit with normal dev. We're gonna give an offer that we have up here and see where that puts us. Puts us at the top. So I'm gonna leave that the way that it is. For a team like the Bears, they're in the middle of a rebuild. They're gonna have to be trying to go after younger players that can develop. So I'm gonna go after Bryce Huff at defensive end. He's a 77 overall star dev, and he's 25 years old. I'm gonna offer him this 2-year deal. And that puts us in 3rd. We're gonna have to bump it up to, let's go a 4-year deal and see what happens. Puts us at the top, tied with the Seahawks, so I would leave that the way that that is. Defensive tackle, Tart is only 26 years old. He doesn't have a ton of interest, but he's a scheme fit, normal dev, 78 overall. I'm gonna give him a 3-year offer and see what that's looking like. Puts us tied with the Chiefs and the Raiders. Might have to give him a 4-year deal to try to make sure that we get him. Alright, well, we're still tied with them, so I'm just gonna leave that the way it is. We only have 1 spot left. We do need a #1 wide receiver. The 2 top guys are Michael Thomas and Odell Beckham. They're both 30 years old, so I don't see them signing them. It wouldn't be, to me, it wouldn't make sense. Juju Smith-Schuster's 26 years old. He's a scheme fit, star dev, 83 overall. I'm gonna go ahead and offer him a deal. See where that puts us at. 3-year deal. All right, puts us tied with the Jets. So that's gonna be the first one that we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and evaluate the offers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 4 of the guys. We got Juju, we got Ben Powers, we got Terrence Steele and Bryce Huff. So we didn't get Tart, the defensive tackle. Cornerback Byron Murphy Jr. is 25 years old. He's an 82 overall star dev. Makes sense for them to offer him a deal. I'm gonna give him a 5-year offer. We have a ton of money still, so gonna spend it. Targeted, we're second place to the Steelers, so we might not be able to get up there to the top. Let me go up to a 6-year deal and see where that puts us. Puts us in second place, so we're not gonna be able to get him. I'm gonna go ahead and withdraw the offer and keep looking around. Rocky Sin is 27 years old. He's a 78 overall star dev. He actually has some interest in coming to the team. I'm gonna go ahead and offer him this deal and see where we sit. I don't know if he has any other offers I didn't see. So yeah, that puts us at first tied with the Cardinals. I'm gonna leave that the way that it is. Let's go over here and check out the defensive tackles again. Sheldon Rankins, 29 years old. So it looks like all the younger guys are pretty much gone. So what you can do is look at defensive ends and see some bigger guys that can be moved to D tackle, like Draymond Jones, 281 pounds. He could play defensive tackle in a 4-3. He's 77 overall, and he's got a star dev, 26 years old. He has a ton of offers though, so let's offer him a 4-year deal and see where we sit. And we sit in third behind the Chiefs and the Vikings, who have a bar over us, so yeah, we're not gonna be able to get him. The next best option that we have is Zach Allen. He's 77 overall, 26 years old, just like Jones, but he only has normal dev. He does actually have interest in coming to the Bears, but he has 0 offers already, so it's a good chance we'll be able to get him. I'm gonna offer him this 2-year deal. Checking out middle linebackers, Jermaine Pratt is still available. He's a 78 overall. He has star dev and is a scheme fit, 27 years old. Looks like he wants a 3-year deal. He has 1 offer already, so let's see where that puts us at. Tied with the Panthers. I'm gonna go ahead and bump it up a little bit more. Let's go to a 4-year deal. Puts us at the top. And then another player that I wanted to try to get was Josh Allen. He's 85 overall, star dev, 26 years old. He does have 5 offers, but one thing that's good about the Bears is they have a ton of money. Let's go ahead and offer him a 7-year deal. Make him the face of the franchise on defense if he decides to come to us. And we're tied with the Detroit Lions for the top offer. Those are all the players that I'm going to go after, so I'm going to go ahead and evaluate the offers, see what happens. We got Rocky Sin, we got Pratt, we got Huff. We didn't get anybody else. Zach Allen is still sitting here. I'm going to go ahead and evaluate the offer on him. He's still sitting there, and now the Ravens have moved up tied with us. This is the free agent class that we're going to get for now. We got Juju Smith-Schuster at wide receiver. We got Ben Powers. We got Terrence Steele, Rocky Sin, Jermaine Pratt, and Bryce Huff. That's all I'm going to do in free agency. You're not going to fix this team in one offseason. So we're going to go to the draft and see what happens there. Here in the draft, the Bears have the #1 pick overall. I don't think that it would be wise for them to draft someone there. I think they should trade it away to a team that wants to get a quarterback. That way they can try to get as many draft picks as possible to try to rebuild this team faster. So let's check out what offers we have. The Bills want to give us, what the heck, why do the Bills want the #1 pick? The Texans, they want to move up to #1 and they have the #2 pick, and they're willing to give us the #2 pick, a 3rd rounder, and a 7th rounder next year. The Vikings want to give us a 12th pick next year, 24th pick this year. See, I think that's too far. I think that if they're going to trade down, it needs to be like at least in the top 10. The Saints want to give us the 18 pick, but that's next year though. The Ravens want to give us 2 first-round picks, one this year, that's a 22nd, and another one next year. Let's see, the Raiders, they want to trade up for the #1 pick. First-round pick #7 and a 2nd and 4th rounder next year. That's actually pretty intriguing. Patriots want to give us a 1st rounder, 2nd rounder, and then a 3rd rounder next year. The Falcons want to give us the #10 pick this year and a 2nd rounder this year, along with the 6th rounder next year. The Eagles want to give us 2 first rounders this year. What the heck? Why do they want to trade up for the #1 pick? They want to get a defensive player. They don't need a quarterback. The Colts want to give us a 1st, a 3rd, and a 4th. I think that realistically, this Eagles one's probably a good deal. Yeah, you're going from #1 all the way to 11, but you get another 1st round pick, #31, and also a 4th rounder next year. So I'm going to go ahead and do that deal. All right, now we have in the first round, pick number 11, Will Levis is still here. Obviously, we don't need a quarterback. Christian Gonzalez is here, the cornerback. Devin Witherspoon's here. There's a wide receiver, another corner. I think that they really need help at defensive tackle. Obviously, Jalen Carter's already gone, so I'm going to draft Brian Breesy here with this pick. He's a run-stopping scheme fit from Clemson, 6'5", 300 pounds. He has great acceleration, great agility, good in everything else. He's got hidden dev, 87 strength. We have another first-round pick here, pick number 31 that we got from the Eagles in the trade. They could really use another pass rusher. Nolan Smith is here from Georgia. He's only 235 pounds though, so he's a little bit undersized. And then also Isaiah Foskey from Notre Dame is still here. He's 6'5", 262 pounds. I think he fits the form a little bit better, so I'm going to go ahead and draft him. He's 22 years old. He has great acceleration, great agility, good change of direction, elite jumping with great speed. And he has hidden dev with 83 speed. Here in the second round at pick number 22, there's not anybody that I'm liking that I want to draft at this point, so I'm going to trade away this pick. I'm going to get a second round pick from the 49ers next year, a third round pick next year, and also a seventh round pick this year. I think this is going to be a good trade. Pick up some more draft picks for the future. Here in the third round, they could use another off-ball linebacker, so I'm going to draft middle linebacker Henry To'o from Alabama. He's 6'2", 228 pounds. He's a field general scheme fit, 21 years old. Good acceleration, good agility, good change of direction, great jumping with good speed. He's got normal dev with 87 speed. In the fourth round, I'm going to draft this left tackle Jackson Kirkland from Washington. He's 6'7", 310 pounds. He's a power scheme fit. He's 24 years old, so he's a little bit older. He's got normal dev with 86 strength. I have another fourth round pick here, number 31. I'm going to draft this cornerback, Caillou Blue Kelly from Stanford. He's 6 foot, 193 pounds. He's a man-to-man scheme fit, 21 years old. Normal dev with 90 speed. Checking out the draft recap, Brian Breesy in the first round, pick number 11. He's a 74 overall. He's going to be starting right away, along with Foskey. He's going to be starting right away at the defensive end. He's a 72 overall. He's the other first round pick. These are the two picks that we got from the Eagles after trading them the number 1 pick. We also got Henry To'o. He's a 69 overall. Already moved him to outside linebacker. Jackson Kirkland's only a 66 overall. Caillou Blue Kelly's a 70 overall. And then the computer drafted the rest of these guys. They drafted Max Duggan from TCU in the 5th round. What the heck? Michael Wilson's a 69 overall wide receiver. And then they drafted a 66 overall running back, Eric Gray from Oklahoma. And Dylan Horton, a defensive end from TCU, is a 66 overall. This is what the starting lineup is looking like. Justin Fields, 75 overall, star dev. Montgomery's 84 star. We brought in Juju Smith-Schuster to be wide receiver 1. I don't know if they're going to do that in real life or not. I mean, it seems like a good option based on what was available in free agency. For all I know, they could trade for another wide receiver from another team. We got Claypool and Mooney as the other wide receivers. We still got Khalil Herbert, Jones, Powers, Whitehair, Jenkins, and Steele on the offensive line. We brought in Steele and Powers in free agency. I moved Whitehair to center. Still got Cole Kmet at tight end. Defensively, there's a lot of changes that happened over here. So we brought in Pratt in free agency. We drafted To'o. We also drafted Breesy and Foskey. They're both going to be starting right away. We brought in Bryce Huff in free agency, and we still got Jones at defensive tackle. We got Johnson at cornerback 1. Rocky Sin came in free agency. We also have Gordon in the slot at corner. Eddie Jackson's 85 overall at free safety. He's going to be the leader of the defense most likely. And then Brisker's a 77 overall at strong safety, looking to have a great second season. Also, just a quick note, I did leave all the playbooks and schemes the same as what was default for the Bears since they still have the same head coach. We're going with the West Coast spread, the base 4-3. We got the Matt Eberflus offensive and defensive playbooks. Here at the midseason point, we're off to a surprisingly well start, 5-1, leading the division. The Vikings are 3-4, the Packers are 3-4, and the Lions are 2-4. See what players we have to negotiate with. We have $117 million in cap space. Definitely want to bring Jalen Johnson back. The best cornerback we have on the team is 24 years old, 82 overall, star dev. Doesn't have a ton of interest, so I'm going to offer him a 6-year deal. He's coming back. Darnell Mooney at wide receiver, probably going to end up wanting to bring him back since he's one of the best receivers they have. I offered him a 3-year deal, he accepted it. Cole Kmet at tight end, I think he's going to be a long-term answer for them, so I'm going to go ahead and offer him a deal. So offer him a 4-year deal and see what he says. He's coming back. Still got $91 million in cap space. Chase Claypool, I mean, they traded a second-round draft pick for him, so I'm assuming they're going to want to bring him back. Doesn't have a ton of interest. Somehow from a 3-year deal. He's coming back. End of the regular season, we finished 7-10, third in the division with the Lions, who also went 7-10. The Vikings won the division with the 9-8 record, and the Packers went 8-9. Check out the season stats and see how the team did. We had the 21st ranked offense, so that was better than last year. Defensively, ranked number 12, so that was way better than last year. Justin Fields threw for 3,900 yards, 27 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, 61% completion with a 91 rating. By far his best passing season. Rushing yards, Khalil Herbert led the team with 627. He only averaged 3.4 per carry, which is not great, but he did have 5 touchdowns. David Montgomery only played in 8 games, so he got injured for 9 games. Had a pretty good season though, 600 yards, 5 yards per carry with 7 touchdowns. Justin Fields, 500 yards rushing, 4.2 per carry with 7 touchdowns. Juju Smith-Schuster led the team with 1,000 yards receiving on 76 catches, had 9 touchdowns. Tight end Cole Kmet had 800 yards, 2 touchdowns. Darnell Mooney, 700 yards, 3 touchdowns. Chase Claypool, 500 yards with 8 touchdowns. Jermaine Pratt led the team in tackles with 121. Henry To'o had 100. Justin Jones had the most TFLs with 14. Foskey had 12, and Breesy had 10. Bryce Huff led the team in sacks with 6.5. Breesy had 5.5. Foskey had 4.5. Yosin and Colbert both had 2 interceptions, the most on the team, and then Bryce Huff, Pratt, Johnson, Jackson, and Blue Kelly all had 1 interception. I think we had a pretty good offseason rebuild here. We got us a true number 1 receiver, Juju Smith-Schuster. He's already up to 85 overall. He had over 1,000 yards receiving. We helped the offensive line out a ton. Defensively, we drafted Breesy at defensive tackle and Foskey at defensive end. They had pretty solid seasons. We also had drafted To'o. He was the second on the team in tackles. Brought in Rock Ya-Sin, and we also brought in Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff actually had the most sacks with 6.5. Not great, but still was the most on the team. So that's going to be it for the video. If you like what y'all saw, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Say something down in the comments. What do you think about these type of videos that I'm doing? Like I said, I'm going to be doing this with every team going forward in order of who's going to have the next draft picks. Appreciate everyone for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.